as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Sorry about that. I just realized I didn't hit the thing. I was just saying that I was sharing it out on Twitter because that's how people find me on Twitter. Uh, Good morning to Native Pride, Joan, Paul, Dwayne, who sends me funny reels on Facebook. Thank you. Yankee Bell, Tammy. Who else we got in here? Patriot for Life, Meemaw. Good morning, Greg. Jessica. I had very skinny lips. Now, if anyone like, yeah, if there was a woman with lips like mine, I could understand, maybe doing like the Botox. And you realize that Botox means biotoxin, right? It's literally what they're putting in their body. And like someone with skinny lips, like I could see them do it, but some of these women, it's just ridiculous. It's like, no, and that is not like attractive. It's these things that women do, and I'm not trying to be down on women, but women do things for other women that guys don't give a shit about, but they'll pretend that guys give a shit about it. Just as an example, nails. There aren't many guys who are into women with super long nails. I could care less. I actually think when they do French nails, I think those look the best. Um, but just because that's supposed to look more natural. But if a woman doesn't have her nails done, especially like toenails, I don't give a shit. It's like I'm not looking at that. That's not beauty to me. And honestly, a lot of women do makeup like freaking retards nowadays. Like I saw one with this woman who had painted on eyebrows that were like U's, and someone they responded and said, I'm pretty sure I beat her in Wii bowling back in the day because it looked like the little Wii avatars. Good morning, Big Dirt. Good morning, Bingo. Greg, did I say good morning? If not, I apologize. Um, so yeah, that was funny. I've already hit my so I've been trying to hit a minimum of 20,000 impressions on X every single day because when you're conscious of that, X puts you in front of more people. And I've already hit it for today. It's been awesome. I had that huge day on Friday and then I didn't tweet as much over the weekend, so I dropped off, but I've still been hitting that 20,000 goal. Only one day did I miss it, and it was because I was working around the house and doing stuff. So I'm doing really good on Twitter. And then if I hit that, the only platform that I will not be monetized on that I stream to is Facebook. And I don't even know if I want to stream to Facebook every day. I might cut that out. I used to get I when I was going through the various networks that had the show back in the day, I was getting like 5 to 10,000 people watching every single day. But there were problems with it. It wasn't advancing the show because I wasn't getting feedback. The networks were getting feedback from the audience. They were getting the comments. I wasn't getting them, and it's hard when that happens because you want the feedback because you got to figure out what works and what doesn't work, and it just made the show grow very slowly. If I do something you guys don't like, you're like, "What the f are you doing, Skipper? Change this up. I don't like this." And I appreciate that feedback. Sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's like, "No, I want to do this." And there are videos I do that I know only a very select group is going to be interested, but uh, I'm doing it for that group because I'm conscious of my audience. I took a digital marketing class, and yeah, you have to do things to all of your audience. The X Army is here. Name one good thing about females having long nails is when we have an itch. Can't I can itch. I don't need a woman with long nails. I can itch. Mark Zuckerberg ruined Facebook. Facebook was always like, it's such a shame that no one has rebuilt MySpace. MySpace, I hated, and I still hate Facebook. If they close down my personal account, I don't give a shit. And see, now they take my posts from Instagram and they put them on Facebook. And there's different audiences. Like there's stuff I'll push out to my audience that I don't always push out to my friends and family. Stuff I push out to my friends and family that I don't push out to the audience. And but Facebook's like, oh, you want this in front of everybody, and or Meta, and I'm like, no, I don't. You should let me control that and make it easy on me. I mean, I do like the fact that I could post something on one thing and it's going to go to others. Um, and that is like there's all these apps that'll do that. They're like, "Oh, we'll post to all your social media," but when you use that, like it does everything in links. And for instance, X does not like outside links. It does not like it. So if I post a video onto YouTube, I don't always post the link to it on X. I'll just post the video onto X. And uh, so that way the X algorithm isn't going against me. Everybody assumes that all these things act all the same. No, they're all different. And the other thing is that when you use these apps that'll post on all the stuff, it looks different on every single one. So I don't always like them. Uh, I've had people say, "Oh, they're using them," and then they say, "Well, I'm not growing," and I'm like, "Well, you're not growing because you're using that thing where you post it." Like if you're writing a typed out post with your thoughts, it'll work fine. But when you're starting to do videos and pictures and stuff like that, does not work as well. Like they'll just see the link, and most people, if they just see a link like spelled out, they're not going to click it. Oh, thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, everyone, please sign the petition. Um, no, yeah, please sign the petition. I'm gonna pin that. I gotta go into my control room to pin it. But thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, where is the petition this morning? Let's pin this first. See, I got to do things. I can't get too distracted. And I recognize I get distracted. So I make sure I try to stay disciplined. Let's see where we are at. 3,000. 3,000. We're going to make five. I totally am convinced. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to make 5,000. Wouldn't it be something if we get this to 10,000 and they invite Skipper to come talk in front of the congressional committee? I would have to do something funny, something some joke, you know, in front of the audience, like wear a pin or something that's just an in joke with all you guys. And here's the other thing about the digital marketing. I got people on YouTube and people on X watching right now. And X is just a little bit less than YouTube. Uh, but a lot of you don't comment, and that is perfectly fine. But the thing about it is, you don't comment, but I still know you're there and you're watching. So I'm not getting the interaction, but I do know that there are things that because I can watch the numbers and see when they go up and go down. So that does give me a manga T-shirt. Now I would dress appropriately, but I might like put a pin or something that's just an in joke. Maybe like could I find like a thing of like a Home Depot bucket, a shit bucket, or maybe a turtle? But yeah, I am cognizant that there is an audience that cannot interact with me, and I can see when the numbers go up and down. So I know that that's what people enjoy. Um, I am helping a friend of mine, Tommy Karate. You guys know about Tommy. He's been a fan of this show since day one, and he's now talking about doing his own podcast. And I've told him, you need anything, you can use the Veteran Nation platforms, you can use the brand. Um, I know him very well. I trust him. Good morning, Beverly. Good morning, Mama Coop. I trust him. I know he would not do anything to damage anything here. So I've told him, I'm like, look, you want to use the Veteran Nation Twitter because to stream onto Twitter, you actually have to pay for it. It's what $8 a month, so I pay for that because I want to stream onto Twitter. In fact, I just crossed 4,800 followers. I'm trying to get over 5,000. 5,000 is the magic number on Twitter. Once I get over 5,000, uh, that's when the whole boosting, deboosting, the when you get into the Twitter algorithm, it stops at 5,000. Like 5,000, everything that happens is uh it's I'm trying to think of the word. It's more natural. Like cuz Twitter deboosts people. and I'll give you some tips. If you again, I already told you, if you put outside links, Twitter's going to use that against you. If, however, and like I've got the Conspiracy Kitty account, so if I want to put an outside link, I will have Conspiracy Kitty's account tweet it out, and then I, on the Veteran Nation account, retweet it. So according to Twitter, I'm only sharing Twitter retweets and Twitter links, and that's how that algorithm works. The only one I don't fully understand is Instagram, but I do know this about Instagram: you can post as much as you want on Instagram. And I really need to get better about Instagram and True Social. I've been kind of neglecting them. I do try on both of them to post at least a meme a day. But Instagram, you can post all day long, and it's not going to deboost any of your posts. If I'm on YouTube doing like 2 or 3 videos in a day, it'll stop on the one and then boost the other one. So I've got to be conscious of that. Doing too much content on YouTube can actually hurt you. But on Instagram, you can do as much content. You can post every 5 minutes, and it's going to put it out there in the world, and it's not going to deboost it. It's going to boost it. If you get popular and people are clicking on it, it'll boost it itself, which is a very natural thing. And that's what Twitter does once you get over 5,000. And that's, I know on Twitter, my posts do very well, because I'm doing funny stuff. I'm doing memes, things that are like that I know my followers do enjoy. I've had people who are like, "Hey, I watch your YouTube and I followed you on Twitter, and I really enjoy your Twitter." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing funny stuff." Like yesterday, I was posting a bunch of stuff. Here, let's go through some of my things. And he was like, "Dude," my one buddy, he messaged me. He's like, "Some of the stuff that you're putting out there today are hilarious." Yeah, I'm on True Social. I just have to do a better job on True Social, to be honest. I just got to do a better job of it. Um, but I had fun on Twitter. I've always had fun on Twitter. That one, yeah, I'm not going to show that one because someone said the N word. Okay, so the new thing that people are talking about is black fatigue, and it's a racial thing. But see, I tweeted it out with a GIF file of Jack Black and said, "Look, I keep hearing people talk about black fatigue. I've had black fatigue for years. I don't care if the Minecraft movie was good or not. Cast someone else." Stupid. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Water tower shot the silhouette of Johnny Cash in a very sensitive area.
Standing proud, holding a guitar, and emptying this 50,000-gallon water tank all over Kingsland.
So yeah.
Nope, that's not rain.
Somebody shot our water tower, shot the silhouette of Johnny Cash in a very sensitive area.
So now Johnny Cash is peeing water on this. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. This is awesome. Okay, and I said I posted this with I'm starting my Christmas list, and this is going to be on it. Good morning, AVA. Good morning, Sharon.
This is the greatest thing I've ever done. The war wagon now has flamethrowers.
I freaking need that.
My man.
My calculations, 4 minutes of non-use flames. Yeah, I can't wait for a Prius to cut me off in traffic. War wagon.
Lickman dropped a video last night with a corn video in it while confronting the guy who's singing. He's just a moron. He is on a path to get arrested again. He really is. Yeah, these are people who claim that the foundation is fake. I get a lot of those. Megan tweeted this out. Muppet defamation. I love her Muppet. She Muppetized herself. Oh, I gotta be careful because the let me hold on here. I need to look up. There was some funny stuff that I had that people. I'm gonna look in some of the comments that people sent me. Gotta go get blood work done. Yep, that is important. It is important. Oh, I know the one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. A bunch of us we were having some laughs. Scott Adams has cancer. Don't know if you guys saw that. He's the guy that created Dilbert. Scott Adams says. Okay. So I tweeted out, "Hey Siri, how do you spot a successful relationship?"
What I mean? He doing the thing, boy.
That boy is getting the head of his life in there,
Salute
boy.
to you, my boy.
Salute to this.
Oh, that was funny. I saw that and I was laughing. I was like, I gotta push this one out. Let me look at some of the other funny stuff that I was doing. Oh yeah, we're talking about Taylor Swift being a serial killer. They found a body up the road from her home. Oh, have you guys ever seen these sovereign citizens, the sovereign citizen movement? I'm going to show this video. Hold on. Yeah, Norm from Cheers died. That's sad. Hey, Coop. Welcome, welcome. Okay. And I know smart people who will look at this and believe this crap. If you haven't gone down the path of the sovereign citizens movement, you need to know that there are people out there, and you got to be very careful because these people will try to sell you on stuff, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So here, let's listen to this guy, and what he's gonna say, complete and total bullshit.
Did you know that if a policeman gives you a ticket, pulls you over and gives you a ticket, that is called a ticket in commerce. And so if you go to buy something and you don't have the money and it's too expensive, you ask me to co-sign for you.
It is not called a ticket in commerce. It's not.
Now, if I co-sign for you to buy something and I co-sign on the ticket, that means if you don't pay it, I have to, right?
Right.
Therefore, when the cop gives you a ticket, he signs it first. It's called a ticket in commerce.
Right.
Because money is going to change hands.
Right.
Therefore, when you sign it, you are the co-signer of the ticket in commerce. Well, as a co-signer, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's completely false. That is completely false.
Pay the ticket. You were just a co-signer, and you can decide, I don't think I want to pay that ticket. So then you send the ticket and the paperwork to the Secretary of State, and they then give it to the Attorney General. The Attorney General then sends it back to the cop, and the cop has to pay the ticket.
Yeah, that's false.
Because he's the one that signed it first. You were just a co-signer. But as long as you don't understand this, people don't understand the way banks and commerce works.
And government.
And government.
This has nothing to do with banks. Nothing to do with banks.
And religion and
taxes.
All one big show. And if you're not licensed to play in the show, like George Carlin used to say, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah, that is complete and total bullshit. And there are people who will watch that and believe it. And yeah, I responded to it. I said, and if you don't pay it, they eventually give you what's known as a bench warrant. It means they name a park bench after you. Just show up to the courthouse for the dedication ceremony. Like, there are dummies out there who believe this shit. You'll see this. Just look up the sovereign citizens movement. That's all you got to look up, and yeah, you'll find a lot of this stuff. It's just bullshit and ridiculous. Um, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. People are posting a lot of these AI stuff. Oh yeah. We got a week and a half before everything turns rainbows, and we got to deal with that bullshit. Uh, oh, I do want to show this one. Hold on. Here we go. I like when I get content like this that I can bring to you guys. It can be fun. I don't think this one has sound. Just being an ass. Look, I used to do a lot of the motorcycle safety. I'm not opposed to people who ride motorcycles. But if there are these motorcycle riders who have these stupid rules, yeah, go fuck yourself. These guys need to go through all that nonsense, try to get out of the tickets, all the stuff on the internet of them still getting tickets. You'd think they would. You'd think they would. There's a couple judges out there that, they're pretty much everything is streamed. Old Squishy Gardner is a great account on YouTube to watch those. I really enjoy because he edits them, so you don't have to go through a lot of the BS. But yeah, like when they get a sovereign citizen, it is hilarious, and they're always idiots. But I do know smart people who have bought into some of that stuff, and like they were trying to tell me that, oh yeah, there's a the real government is a government that is stood up in Texas, and if you don't pay the money to have your passport changed from all capitals to lowercase, like, oh, and there's you actually own some of the gold in Fort Knox. Like, these are the things people try. It's like, you're full of shit, dude. Like, full of shit. And they'll take like one little thing and it's just like the flat earthers who took the UN's thing of the world and is like, oh, that's the map. And it's like, no, it's not. It doesn't even pass scrutiny. Have you ever seen the UN map? Hold on here. Here we go. We'll pull this up. The flat earthers have jumped on this, and you see, okay, so it shows the globe from the Arctic Circle, if that were the point. And they're like, no, this is how the Earth is. And there's an ice wall. We're on a disk, and there's an ice wall at the Antarctic Circle. The problem with that, okay, this is easily provable. Okay. The problem with the ice wall, is it would take weeks to get from Cape Horn, uh, South Africa, to Cape Hope, or Cape Hope, South America, to Cape Horn, Africa. It would take weeks. You could do that in like a day or two. Same thing with getting from here to Australia. Like, you can get there very quickly because it's actually not this far of a distance. It's not this far of a distance. Not at all. Like, it. And here's the other thing. Okay, you do realize there are people who have flown over Antarctica. They used to actually do a lot of tourism until a plane crashed, and it was hard to get to the survivors in the middle of Antarctica. So that's why they don't do tour planes that fly over Antarctica anymore. But yeah, you get these. They saw this. These flat earthers saw this and is like, that's how it is. So let's imagine this. My cursor here. Can you guys see my cursor? I think you can. Here, let me make it bigger. No, you can't see my cursor. Okay, well, imagine the sun. So we do know at the Arctic Circle, they get days where it really does not, the sun does not set. It stays at the horizon. And then in the winter, you got days where the sun doesn't rise. How does that work on this map? And in Antarctica, you get days where the sun never sets. So how does the sun travel around this big circle without the sun ever rise or with the sun ever setting? But yet, the rest of the Earth has normal patterns. It doesn't match up. And that's how you can debunk the flat Earth shit right there. Right there. Debunked. But you get and sometimes there's smart people who will believe some of this bullshit. I'm trying to look for some other good stuff. What is this one? Don't care about a lot of this stuff. Actually, I'm gonna take a look at this guy's stuff because he always got good videos and good. Some of these are just like, I'm not all about dunking on random people. At least not today. Uh-huh. That one's cool, but nah, I don't think it's for the audience. Actually, I know who to look. I'll look at Emilio stuff. My buddy Emilio on Twitter is a great follow. Okay. Why does it do this? I don't want the middle of his timeline. I want the top and then go down. He's a big Sopranos fan like I am. So we share a lot of Sopranos stuff. Oh yeah, did you see Nancy Mace posted her nude pics? Hold on here. So someone got nude pics of Nancy Mace and other women, and she put them up in Congress. So that's Nancy Mace nude back there. I mean, she's trying, and the guy was never prosecuted, which is complete and total bullshit. But I applaud her for having that bravery to be like, no, I'm gonna speak out against this. This is bullshit. And she showed the nudes so that he can't use it to blackmail her. Florida teacher had sex with student in classroom hours before her arrest following 8-month illicit relationship. At what point did all these teachers just decide, hey, I'm gonna bang the students? Like when I was a kid, it was like there were creepy men who did that shit. But now it's all women. Like and if a dude does it, it's like straight to jail. Oh, this one I did watch. Hold on, this one's funny. This is a death video, but it's not gory. It's just, why do people do this dumb shit? So I'm gonna show. I watched this one. There's no gore, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy died. I'm gonna get more coffee, but I'm gonna play this so that you guys can watch it. Isn't that stupid? Like, why would you even do that? Yeah, and this is Emilio. Check out his account if you're on X. He's a good follow. He's always posting funny videos and stuff. Hey, good morning, Georgie. Question, you guys. How do I attach lips to a sock puppet? Just a random question I'm asking. Something I want to do for the show. Oh, I see Mr. Coop. He tweeted. If you guys are on X and you ever need me to retweet you, just DM it to me. I'll happily do it. So, there was a post the other day. They were talking about a new trend called hot wifing. Have you heard hot wifing? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. It's supposed to improve your marriage. Here we go. The world of hot wifing. Pretty much what it is married dudes let other dudes bang their wife to have a healthy marriage. And like, people were it's not swingers. Like, the only one swinging is the wife. She's allowed to have boyfriends, but the dude has to stay faithful. And I'm like, what idiot sticks around for that? You know what this is? These are weak men who married just toxic, horrible women who are gonna cheat. These women are gonna cheat. They're gonna treat these men like shit. And just so they stick around, they're gonna let them and act like it's okay. It's not cuckolding. Cuckolding is actually a kink, where a guy watches his wife do it. So this is not a kink. She gets to date and do all this stuff. And so they were talking about it on X, and I tweeted out the screenshot from Billy Madison, where they're doing the game show, and the category is "So I Married Common Street Trash." I'm like, yeah, like every to these dudes who are letting their wives hot wifing. Your wife is just looking to level up. That's what she's looking to do. She's looking for a guy better than you. She's not going to stick around. You're better off being single, but some people cannot be alone. They can't take being alone. And those people need therapy. I've reserved myself. There's not quality women here in this town where I live. In like a 30-mile radius. It's the high desert. They're all meth heads. They're all chasing meth heads. Or they're Marines' wives, and they're all separated, but they still live with their husband, but they're separated. And it's like, no, you're just cheating. That's all you're doing. You're just cheating. So I just don't date here. And, I'm perfectly fine being alone. I won't live here forever. And when I do, I'll probably move to somewhere where there are quality women, and quality men too. Because I'll thoroughly admit the women here, like the men that are available to date here, are shit. Yeah, hot wifing, Mama Coop, isn't it crazy? That I guarantee you, that's what Lips probably wanted a hot wifing situation. Um, yeah, I think it's gross too. Belgian women are awesome, Skipper. You know, we've got you and Gary. I should go to Europe and just. I'm not a guy. I'm not gonna come and crash on your couch for like a week, but like I would come and visit. I would maybe like if you're like, hey, stay a night or two. I would probably do that. Um, you need a southern woman. I don't know. I've seen some southern women do some crazy shit too. But I am cognizant. I'm here in California, and people are pieces of shit here. Like all these California people who move and try to California these other areas, you got to talk with these California people. They actually think that California is the way to be, and it's like you do realize you're moving from California, right? Like it's such shit. You're moving, and I will be moving from California at some point. Um, how about hot chickens? Uh, hey, good morning, military living conditions. Good morning. But yeah, they think that everyone should follow the way California is. It's like you left that because it's a dumpster fire. Like there's an 8 billion or no $12 billion deficit here. They've given so much money out they can't even like they can't fund everything. This state is going to collapse. And trust me, the reason I'm doing all this stuff to this house is because this will eventually be investment property. I will rent this out to military families. Uh, I'm not even gonna like put it up for rent like in public places. I'm just gonna advertise it on base because honestly, I don't want to deal with the people out here. They are just such crap. I'll deal with a military family any day of the week. Um, so yeah, I've done my AC units. I'm gonna paint. This room's gonna be painted this summer. The bathroom behind me is gonna get painted. Well, actually, both bathrooms are gonna get painted, but my mom thinks I should put wainscoting in the one bathroom. I might. I'm thinking about it. The next major thing that I'm gonna do is a fence around the property. That's gonna cost me probably like 5 to 6 thousand. Uh, so I'm doing stuff to improve here. I get I have to move the orange tree, but the reason I didn't do it is I was like, I got to move this orange tree, but it's gonna what's it? It's gonna like I've got to come up with a way to water it. Like I've got my irrigation system, and then I put in these ACs, and it just hit me. These things give off water. So I had the guys when they put it in, they were like, "Do you want the pipe that comes with it, or do you want PVC?" And I was like, "100% PVC." I've got experience with PVC, so I'm going to put in more PVC and take all the condensation that comes from these and take it to wherever I move the orange tree. I got to figure out where I'm going to put the orange tree, but yeah, this will become then a drip system for the orange tree, and the only thing they were told me to worry about is something getting crawling up, or if I put it in a certain thing, it getting stuck. So, um, but I do have to think about that irrigation. But yeah, This is going to be an investment property. I'm going to leave California. I'm actually kind of leaning towards Nevada. Not 100% on that though. I do love living in the desert. There's a lot of benefits to the desert. And people are like, yeah, but the heat. That's 4 months of the year. Like it yesterday it was 90. Today it's going to be 95. It will be hot. Let me check. It will be hot today. I do know that. It's going to be 94. And then tomorrow it's going to be 95. Then it's going to dip back down to the low 90s, high 80s, and it'll be like mid 80s to like low 90s for probably about a week. And the triple digits are coming. Triple digits are coming. For those of you who are not in the US and you're not used to Fahrenheit, it's probably going to be about 32 degrees today. There you go. That's Celsius, approximately. I'm doing quick math in my head, but it will get into the 40s here very quickly. 40 degrees Celsius is absolutely triple digits. Rep. Jerry Connolly has passed away this morning. I'm not sure where he's a representative from. The whole West Coast is a dumpster fire. Well, because they're all copying California. Yeah, they're all copying California, and it does not work. Like the economies in the U.S. that are collapsing are these a lot of these coastal lefty economies. Like and a lot of it is because they built them thinking, oh, we'll always have good times. Like we'll always have, things like California can't even provide enough water to all of its citizens. It has a water shortage. It buys energy and water from the surrounding states. So all those people are like, "Oh, California should split off." Oh yeah, guess what? You split off. You don't think the U.S. If you were to break off and become your own country, you think the U.S. is going to keep letting you take its water? No, not going to happen. Yeah, I did read about Biden's cancer. I think, and there's also an investigation on the auto pen, the pardons. Apparently, it's being alleged right now that there were people in the Biden administration who were taking bribes for those pardons, and Joe Biden wasn't signing the pardons. So there's going to be a big investigation about that, about his health. They're gonna pull in his doctors and be like, okay, what did you know? Because we know what they told the American people, and we now know it's bullshit. Yeah, people were enjoying my roasting of Lips yesterday, uh, and she looks like I said in Georgie and Coop's stream, and then I posted it to Megan. She looks like she was given a BJ to beehives. Yeah, for you guys, it's very warm. Yeah, what I have right now in the UK, with today's weather here would be an emergency condition in the UK. But here's the thing: it's only 4 months. Uh, you know, which is not the bulk of the year. You can survive it, but there are other things like being that that the air is so dry, things don't rust the way they do on the East Coast. So, like, there are things that you can leave outside and whatnot, and it's going to be just fine. It will get sun washed and it will get sun damaged. So, if you have shade and you leave it in the shade, it'll be just fine. Like, I've got a metal folding chair that I leave outside because, if Glory wants to lay outside in the sun, which is, pretty regularly, and I just want to sit outside with you know, get some air, it's in the shade and that metal doesn't get hot. So I can sit on it all the time. And it's almost always in the shade. Only at sundown does it get any type of sun, but at that point it's already cooling off. And yeah, so I leave it out there, and I'll go out and sit in the shade when it's 95. It's in the when it's in the 30s for those on Celsius, and you're outside. If you're in the shade, it is so comfortable. The other thing is, now we're getting to the point. I got to figure out something. I did have a clothesline that fell over, and I might put it back up. Um, I'll have to concrete it in the ground, but we're now getting the time where I don't use my dryer. I'll wash everything in the thing, and then I take it out and I hang it on the clothesline. because it smells so good, but it takes 15 minutes for it to dry, if that. There are days where it's been so hot where I start hanging the clothes, and by the time I get to the end, the clothes at the beginning of the line are already dry. That's how hot it is. The heat, the sun just takes all that moisture right out. But people also, the state of California is it put all these water restrictions here on California, and they didn't realize they were doing it. They do everything LA and San Francisco based because that's where most of the lawmakers are. And what they don't understand by doing that is California is a very diverse geologically area, and the weather is different in those two places than it is out here. So when they put water restrictions, they didn't realize that, and they had to change the law because out here in the desert, which is a big chunk of California, people need water to survive. You can't limit the water usage in the desert, because we have swamp coolers. Most people don't have ACs; they have swamp coolers, and those swamp coolers keep you cool. And if not, it's an emergency condition. So yeah, and like here, we don't take water from anywhere else. All the water we have supports our own community, and we have enough water to do it. That's not true of LA. That's not true of San Diego. That's not true of San Francisco because they refuse to look at desalination. They rely on other communities for water, and they think, oh, they should just give it up. Um, and this is the California mentality that when people go to from California to these other places, this is why people don't like Californians. And I know a lot of people who've never been outside of California, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you right now, other people in this country do not think the way you do. Like they will tell you that you're wrong, and they're like, no, they don't. And I'm like, have you ever been there? You ever been to Oklahoma? You ever been to Iowa? You ever been to Kentucky? They don't think the way you do. Sorry, I just had to respond to someone. All right, I'm looking at the time. I gotta get going. Georgie and Coop, they will be live. Make sure you guys go and share the change.org petition. Again, it's to protect the rights of veterans and their Second Amendment rights because the VA thinks that they can deny people their. Oh, that's the long link. I didn't want that. They think they can deny people their uh, Second Amendment rights, which is complete and total BS. There we go. There's the short link. So please, please go sign, share that petition, because we want Congress to pass this law, which would require everyone, like if they're going to deny you your any of your Bill of Rights, it has to be a judge. You have to go in front of a judge. Who would have a problem with that? Only people who just want to take your rights away. So, and that's the way it should be for all of your civil rights. Your right to vote, your right to guns, your right to free speech, your right to due process, your right to a speedy trial. Only a judge should be able to deny you any of that. So please go sign, share that petition. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I will be around if you guys need me. You can always DM me on stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to boost everything on Twitter, so I'll be over there focusing on a lot of my stuff. But check out Georgie and Coop. I will be over there later on today. Their show goes in an hour at 8 o'clock. I probably won't be in there at 8, but I will be in there later. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.
sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. The front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.